Let's fight. Welcome in the ring. A very good evening to each and every one of you. Twitter, Facebook, the suburbs, YouTube. Good to have you guys on board with us this evening. Of course, we've started a couple of minutes early and caught some of you off guard. Y'all can't abuse me tonight and say we late. We've come a bit early. You know, they say the early bird catches the worm. Folks, you gotta watch. You gotta watch in this country though. Things go by very, very fast, and we ain't wasting time here. We ain't wasting time. It's Talk Back Thursday. It is Talk Back Thursday. And I am looking forward to hearing from many of you. Many of you. I want to know what bothering y'all. I want to hear from many of you guys. So ensure that as you come on, you share the live stream. We don't want any distraction once we get started. So I'm giving you some time to share the live stream. When I start, I ain't want no problems. You understand me? So guys, share the live stream. Share, 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 share. We are doing what we gotta do. I'm ready to go. I know some of y'all are caught off guard, but we're here nonetheless, and we are ready to go this evening, guys. I trust that Mark Almond, I like that kick. I like that kick. It's Pashway. Mark, we like that kick. We like that kick a lot. It's Pashway. Good to see so many of you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All the usual suspects are here. All the usual suspects are here. And guys, we trust you had a good day at work. We trust that you all put in your work, that the people are going to send me no bad reports, because you know we come drag y'all in the ring and drag y'all. Drag y'all in the ring and then drag y'all for a second time. But Precious Minerals, good to see you there from North Randall, last entrance, Christiani Street. Good to see you there. And Sukchan, Sudhari. Sukchan, Sudhari, good to see you. Marla Karen Pandey and June Chase, Nigel Hope, NH, good to see you there. Dorette, Jackson Felician, and Brent Mentor, who's watching us from Texas. Brent, welcome in the ring this evening. They say everything is bigger in Texas. Tell us if that is so. Raul Brando Ramatar, good to see you, Raul. The usual suspect, Randy Hines, and all the other folks. Thanks for joining us. Quite a bit to get through. Folks, this is a night when we want to hear from you. This is a night when you can move from ringside and into the ring. And so at the appropriate time, just about halftime, just about anywhere over halftime, the number is pinned there in some of the chats. And you perhaps know the number by heart. It's pinned to my Facebook page. And while you're on my Facebook page, why don't you give it a like and a follow at Sharon Avery Duncan on Facebook? That is my living quarters, my home there on Facebook. Good to see you, Sarah Goodrich. Is not Sarah Lynch. And Marla, thanks be to God. Thanks be to God. Simone Kennedy and Linda Pierce, Oring Wellington, Sharon Dillon, and all the other folks. Guys, I am so ready to go. Good to see Sharon there joining us from the East Bank of Essequibo. Good to see you there, Sharon. And is it Akir Bacchus? All the folks there joining us. You see, folks, we say in the ring, we don't care if you're PPP, if you're APNU AFC, if you are PNC, if you are no party. We don't care if you're Muslim, Hindu, Christian, or no religion at all. You are welcome in the ring. We want to fight. We want to contend with the ideas, folks. We want to promote the truth and defend the facts. And that is why on Thursdays, we open up our program for all and sundry. I don't say to 5 people stand by to call and say X, Y, or Z like some other places. I want to hear from you. I am not afraid of you. And I hope to God y'all are not afraid of me. So, folks, this is what this program is about. It's about the contention of ideas, the contending of ideas. You got to fight, folks. Sometimes even physically. All right? You got to pull a Dalrymple. You got to bite somebody once in a while. Like the girl on the boat, you got to sometimes pull out. Some people wake and throw it overboard. Folks, good to see so many of you. So many of you joining us, guys. So many of you. And listen now, the folks who joined late, we can let them miss out. We can let them miss out. We already started. This is the pre-show, but I want you all to see where the Guyana police is at in this country. The Guyana police. Recently, we had some traffic policemen that went off road. Folks, the traffic policemen went off road. They went off road, right? And the rest is history. I want to show you some of that. You all think things easy in this country? No, 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 no. Things are easy. They went off road, folks, and the rest is history. The rest is history. So I wanna ensure that we have that queued up for you guys, because I want to show you all what is happening in this country of ours, what we call a country. And this is for the folks who come early. This is for the folks who come early. The policemen went off-road, people. It's puckatory in this country. Every day, you got to live close to God. Every day in this country, close to God. This is what happened recently.
This guy go on camera a while. I'm saying can't walk in the bakery, say can't go bakery, can't walk. Can't walk in the bakery, the bakery. Remove your hand. Remove your hand. You're lucky, you know. I'm walking right there. They do Jack. Yeah, the man said tell them wait. They do just way back. Officer. I can carry catch your face good, officer. Get your face good. Take out the mask and catch your face good. Take out the mask and catch your face good there. Officer, what's your name? Oh, you catch your body good rest, man. You're running the bakery just so. Just to run in my workplace and snatch this man carry you out. Yeah, how about you? 2 is 2 officer them. Just running Federal Bakery. No sanitizer and nothing. Just running people bakery just so. You're knocking the man there. I run tell us that my workplace is snatch your man out of the workplace. You can't walk with the station just without. Look at you choking, man. Look at the officer choking, man. That's the man. Don't you? Calm down. We are doing it. I know it's here. We do. Sir, this one. Street confidence, right? Alright. On this street here. Rastaman? We're going to share the cross.
Rastaman, calm down.
Here's right here.
Calm down, let us talk.
Come to the gas station. Come out. Come out through the one way. Start right again. Almost through.
Welcome in the ring, guys. Welcome. And that was the pre-show. We tell you, y'all got to come on time. Folks, the Guyanese police force gone wild. I know the Trinidadians think that they like Bacchanal and they got the patent and the monopoly on Bacchanal, but the Guyanese fighting the Trinidadians for first place, for first prize, for first place prize. We fighting them. Bacchanal, that is emblematic of what we say when we say you cannot outrun the long arm of the law. No, no, no. These traffic policemen ain't having it. The traffic police run off the run off the road, run in the bakery, you know. I thought that when you get to the jurisdiction of inside the premises, a house or a business, you might call for backup. I mean, that's how the movies is showing. But the Guyanese police said, no, 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 no. Traffic police, we got jurisdiction inside this shop. Run in the bakery, right? Run in the bakery. It's a miracle we didn't see them kneading some bread at the same time. Folks, wherever you live, whichever part of the world you reside, and you got Guyanese blood in your veins, you know there is no place like home. You won't see this any place else in the world, folks. You won't see this any place else in the world. I remember when I was an undergraduate and doing a course called economics, this woman, Sharon Rubchan, this lady, Sharon Rubchan, was my lecturer. And every time you have an economic theory, you would hear it make sense. We will ask, why isn't this happening in our country? She says, well, we are the exception to the rule. Every economic theory you would hear that makes a logical sense that any sensible country should be practicing. She would always say, when we ask, why aren't we doing X, Y, or Z? She said, we are the exception. We are the exception to the rule. And as you saw there, folks, the early birds who came, the ringsiders who came early, the police aren't having it. So while them boys at the top, Karen Bash and the others, fighting for position and fighting Paul Slow and the Police Service Commission and dismantling the guardrails of our democracy, these policemen got a lot of time on their hand. You know, somebody said in the comments, imagine if this is a traffic offense, what happened like if you do something more grave? And what kind of a traffic offense you could have committed that warrants this kind of pursuit, folks? But this is Guyana, as we say. As we say, you know, when you want to tell people of that exception, that we are the exception, we said, this is Guyana. This is Guyana, folks. Welcome in the ring for all of you who are joining us and wherever you're joining us from, at home here in Guyana, whether you're in the Caribbean or internationally in the diaspora, as we say, Region 11. Welcome in the ring. And those of you perhaps are joining us for the very first time, well, we hope that we can meet your high standards. Thank you, folks. I am ready to get to the hot topics this evening. I don't know about you, but I am ready to get into our hot topics. And I trust that you are as well. Folks, as you come on, you know what the rules are. You know what the rules are. Don't make it got to run and scramble some of y'all like the policemen, you know. Running your business place and scramble some of y'all. Right? Don't make we got to do that. We don't want to come to that kind of level, folks. We don't. So we're asking you guys, wherever you are, to share the live stream, share it back to your profiles, share it to our page. Lots of you are on different pages in the diaspora. We want everybody to get the kind of information, credible and valid and balanced information that we are giving out here. We want everybody to benefit from it. We don't want the likes of Fariza Hanif, you know, to find us disgusting and distasteful and disrespectful, as she said of the two government ministers, Robeson Ben and Frank Anthony, who are facing to no confidence motion, but who are refusing to face the credible and valid media out there. I would hate for anybody to say, you know, we're disgraceful and distasteful and disrespectful. So guys, as you come on, share the live stream, and we are ready. We are ready to get with the program. We are ready to get with the program. Guys, are you ready for the hot topics? Are you guys ready? Is Diane Fordyce ready? And Kwesi Hunt and Audrey Cumberbatch and Elaine Harry. Good to see all of you guys ringside. Patricia Asana and Retta Savory, Seeley, Carlos Malcolm. Good to see each and every one of you, whichever part of the country or diaspora you are joining us from. Good to see Joycelyn Rose and Lily McGarrell, Claire Alexis, Chamalody, more names. Good to see you, Claire, and Ronelle Hanover and Fat Girl Handy Orwin, Don Cook, and all of the other folks. Good to see you guys. Share the live stream wherever you are joining us from. We are going to be tremendously heartened by that, folks. And if you guys are ready, I am ready to get to it as well. And right off the bat, we got Irfan Ali. Right off the bat. Now, you know, Irfan keeps proving, the installed Irfan Ali keeps proving why, or rather keeps proving that he is a student of IFLOT University, right? He ain't taking learning, people. He ain't taking learning. And so, first and foremost, right, his government, his installed regime got something called COVID protocols, which stipulates that you must wear a mask, right? It stipulates the functions you can go to, the amount of people who can attend those functions. It speaks to social distancing, rather. And it also speaks to wearing a mask. But we ain't seen that. We ain't seen that in this picture, right? Maybe you don't wear a mask when you want to take a drink with your buddy and your pal. And this was at the ambassador's residence, we are told. And they're taking a drink. No mask, right? Party got to go on. In addition to that, we continue to see stumbles and bumbles, fumbling with the IFLOT graduate folks, the installed IFLOT graduate. Now, diplomatic protocol says that the head of state never stands behind a lectern or a podium with the seal of another country, especially on his own home soil. But Irfan and Teki learning, again, qualifying for us that yes, indeed, this man went IFLOT University that lots of us still looking for. For some of those folks who might not be familiar with that statement, the man graduated with a first degree from a university that nobody can find, a business school, never accredited, in an area called IFLOT. So he tells us every day that he went IFLOT University. We are advised that diplomatic protocol says the head of state never stands behind the seal of another country, especially on your own home soil. Right? So I want to know, what is Suelle Finlay doing? Because she's supposed to be the communication specialist and the optics specialist. People getting paid under false pretense in this country. Not so Ronell Hanover, Alia Waldron. I'm coming to Waldron's just now. No offense. Anne-Marie, isn't that so? Samantha Gills. Diplomatic protocol informs us the head of state never stands behind a lectern that has the seal of another country. We ain't got a seal. We ain't got a presidential seal. We couldn't carry a lectern. Who are the people who do the recce's for these visits by the installed Irfan Ali? 11 months in, y'all ain't getting nothing right. People getting paid taxpayers' money under false pretense. Moving on from there, folks. Oh, Leslie Spy Equipment Ramsamy. Spy Equipment Ramsamy. The man selling drugs now. Right? The man distributing drugs now. He's a drugs man. The advisor. You got 3 health ministers in this country. You got you got Frank Anthony, and you get Barry. And still, COVID running rampant. That's one of the reasons why we bring in the no confidence motion against Anthony. He can't run from it. So hear what Ramsamy said today on social media. He held up a post, and I quote, "We have a small number of doses of Moderna vaccine, which must be used up in a short period of time." So the thing's expiring. That's what you really want to say, expiring. Anyone who needs the Moderna vaccine can come now and get your first dose. Your second dose will be in 14 days. Get your vaccine. Get it now. Yep. So, folks, if you didn't get your Moderna vaccine, Spy Equipment Ramsamy said that the thing's going to expire soon. He said they're going to expire soon. He said it's a small batch. Mind you, Frank told the National Assembly that lots of the COVID-19 vaccines expired because of logistics issue. So this batch about to expire, and they're saying, come quick. Come quick and get your vaccines, folks. This cross. All huge tires. More crosses, people. Look crosses here now. Look crosses here. Y'all remember during election. Look crosses here. Y'all remember during election. When these Jacobats were in opposition, one of the refrains they used to say, you can't eat roads. They used to go in the hinterland and they used to say, you can't eat roads. Because we did a lot of infrastructural work in the hinterland. In places like Lethem, Region 9, holistically. In places like Moruka, lots of infrastructural work. Madia, Mabaruma, lots and lots of infrastructural work. Folks, I hope y'all are sharing this live stream. I don't have to fight some of you. Lots and lots of infrastructural work. Now, look what happened recently. Remember, you can't eat roads. So because of the PPP's negligence, the Region 1 Vice Chair, Anasha Peters, and a pillion rider, shadow passenger, they fell into a hole, people, and they were hospitalized. Let me read a piece of this story. Watch cross is it? Two young women, including the regional vice chair, Region 1, and Asha Peters, are currently patients at the Georgetown Public Hospital. First mistake. After the motorcycle they were riding fell into a hole at Moruka. Fell into a hole at Moruka, resulting in them sustaining injuries. It's potholing bike falling and pitched the two of them off. Right? Remember, true to form, the people said you cannot eat roads. So they're interested in roads. And the pothole licked the Region 1 Vice Chair and her pillion rider upside down. Pothole in your skin, people. Pothole. Thanks to the negligence of the People's Progressive Party, the installed People's Progressive Party in Region number 1. Folks, the Guyana People's Militia, they are out front and fighting COVID, ensuring that you and I get our vaccines efficiently and in a timely manner. They're out front, risking their own health and safety for us. And they ain't asking much. I ain't here to ask for a raise. I ain't here to ask for a bonus or anything like that. What they are asking for is their pay. Now, credible sources in the Guyana People's Militia said they have not been paid for 4 months. And we have passed 2 national budgets since that time. They have not been paid in 4 months. And while we're talking about that, whatever happened to the raise in pay, wages, and salaries for public servants that the fraudulent vice president told us was in the last national budget passed in March a couple of months ago? He said it was in line item 6141. Whatever happened to the raise for taxpayers, for public servants? Well, we're still waiting on that. And while we wait on that, the Guyana People's Militia, who are out front, they say that they want their salaries. Moving along, folks. Puckatory. Every day in this country, right? People doing all kinds of silly things And I told some of you, you and I got to fight for our families. Right? You got to fight this PPC administration. Share the live stream if you're now joining us. 14-year-old girl missing after escaping protective custody. 14 years. When you hear her story, you understand me? I want to do some things to the father. Let me start there. To the father and the mother. Secondly, listen to this. Listen to Puckatory. The mother and relatives of 14-year-old Omisha Jagmohan, also known as Melissa of Tushan East Bank, are seeking the public's help to locate her after she escaped from the custody of Child Care and Protection Agency, some 10 days ago. She's 14 and she's missing 10 days now. The older Jagmohan said she left Guyana, the mother left Guyana back in March for the United States, leaving her 14-year-old daughter and 2 other children in the care of another relative. You see why I don't let you share with people? You see why I don't let you share with people? So she left them with another relative. She said, I'm a single parent and I got a chance to go to New York and I left my 3 children, but she went to live with this boy. The woman related, 14-year-old, and you gone for live with boy? People, let me tell you something. I don't concern what the state says about corporal punishment and beating your children. I will beat them knowing fully well I can go and spend my time or pay a fine. And know that they can come straight at the end of the day. I got some good lashes when I was growing up. I ain't kill me. It ain't kill me. It brought me straight. Now you are 14 and you gone for live with boy? But me and blame she though. I'm interested to know the kind of home she was brought up in and where is daddy? The mother says she went to the States, she get a break. She get a break and she went to the States in March because the PPP economy didn't lift off the way they say it would lift off. She get a break and she beat out. And she left her 3 children with a relative and her 14-year-old daughter run away. People, is not a Paco. A 14-year-old child don't just get up one morning and beat out. A series of events in a home operating leads to something like this. 14-year-old, you know, and the mother says she gone for live with a boy. By April, Jagmohan received complaints that the 14-year-old would leave the house for lengthy periods. House 11 for lengthy, out your damn mind, and frequented the home of her 19-year-old lover. Y'all hear nonsense here? Frequenting the home of her 19-year-old lover. Who is he, parents? He living by himself? Frequenting the home of her 19-year-old lover. This is not the son we're reading in London, England. It's not Newsday in Trinidad. The 14-year-old leaves home and would frequent the home of her 19-year-old lover. You got some slack parents. You got some slack parents who I want to fight. Y'all are fighting for your children? She is 14, yes. She feels that she arrived. Y'all look, sit down. Sit down. So she's missing. She is missing. Look at her face. Guys at home here in Guyana, and if you see her, know that she's missing and you may need to make a report to the nearest police station. It gets worse. All this in one papers. When you finish reading the papers, you got to take some pressure tablets. When you finish reading the papers, it's pressure tablets you have to take. Pressure. That is what Guyana has become. House of pressure. Mainstay farmer found hanging from tree. Mainstay farmer found hanging from tree. Y'all remember just the other day, right in this program, we examined the Region 6 farmer. He said death's piling up. He ain't able. He ain't seen a way out. This man just left his home and beat out. His family didn't see him come back, ring his cell phone, no answer. They found him hanging from a tree in the back dam. PUCKATORIES, people. PUCKATORIES. That's what's happening. It gets worse. All this is one papers, you know. All of this is one papers you read. After you finish this, you got to get some ginkgo biloba for your nerves, some Nutrifus, something, wherever's the pressure tablet. You got to eat some, drink some Malta, eat a cucumber, and meditate. The man gave up. They found him hanging on a tree. The family don't know why. They didn't say it's death. They didn't say it's obia. It's PUCKATORIES. It gets worse. Look at this. One paper, you know. One paper. Some people just waiting on their paper for beat out from this country like this 14-year-old mother, you know. But you got to carry your children with you. You can't leave your children in harm's way, mommy. They're on your meditation. Policeman hiding. I just show you all the policemen who run in the bakery behind the traffic, the alleged traffic offender. Policeman is hiding. Folks, after brutalizing his common law wife, oh, this thing here, folks, this thing here, make my skin crawl. Eliza, man. And this story made my skin crawl. When I read it, I started praying for this woman and the family. It made my skin crawl. But them big ones at the top of the police force, they ain't concerned with this. A police constable stationed at Mahika Police Station, located on the east coast of Denver, has gone into hiding after he almost killed his common law wife last Tuesday by brutally assaulting her for nearly 2 hours. Listen to what this demon and this dog did. Listen. They were both at a party. Right? They were both at a party. And then he said he wanted to go to work. And she didn't believe he was going to work. Right? He said to her, I don't want to go on the bad side, because if so, a lot of people will die. He won't go on the bad side. If so, a lot of people will die. I believe this wasn't the first time, and that the police had reports. Hear what this report said. Investigators acknowledged that they received reports of the death threats made against the woman by her colleague, by their colleague, rather, the police colleague, who they said they have been trying to locate, but so far all attempts have proved futile. It is believed that the cop might be hiding in Mahdia in Region 8 to escape being arrested. Right? Here what transpired. On July 1, she accompanied him to a friend's birthday party. While there, she said one of his friends had called him to head to work at the police station. She claimed that she suspected he was cheating with someone and did not believe that he was actually heading to work. So she decided to contact the friend to verify if it was true. This move somehow aggravated her spouse, who unleashed a vicious beating on her. She said he started a little after 11:30 hours. Assaults that continued for hours and eventually at her home around 2 hours in the morning. It began by him assaulting her publicly at the party. You don't just meet her one day. By hitting her repeatedly. And what did the people at the party do? You're complicit. Shoving her into his car, repeatedly shoving her into his car and driving off. After traveling a short distance, according to the report, the cop allegedly stopped the car and continued to beat the woman until she was unconscious. He started beating me in the car, she said, until I lost consciousness. After a short while later, the woman said, I caught myself and remember feeling something behind my neck. And remember feeling for something behind the car seat to defend myself. She claimed that she found something and struck him on the head with it. The hit to his head allegedly enraged him even more, and he overpowered her and unleashed another brutal attack. At this point, according to the woman, She was already weak and almost helpless. The cop drove off again and stopped in front of her house, where he allegedly beat her again. This is beasts. Beasts who should be at Camp Street doing time. And I want to thank Melissa Atwell. You know her as Melly Mel, right? Because it was Melissa Atwell, this young lady here, who sustained this vicious beating, reached out to Melissa, and Melissa reached out to both the police and the press on this matter. So I want to commend Melly Mel, who has an organization called let me get it right. You Are Not Alone, Yana. You Are Not Alone, Yana. And she looks out for battered women and women in these kinds of PUCKATORIES. He is a beast, folks. He is a beast. It got worse. It was one paper. Right? These bandits gone in some people's house. Oh, God, and they beat them too. They beat them. What PUCKATORIE in this country? A PUCKATORIE. And this Jagabat, Ben, don't think you should bring a no confidence motion before against him, you know. He don't think so. Folks, share the live stream as you're at it. A robbery took place just after 3:30 hours at a residence located at Rec Dorsey, La Parfaite Harmony, West Bank. The couple were inside eating. Oh, they think they live in proper place. They were inside eating while the daughter took out the garbage. The daughter reportedly heard a gunshot and she hurried into the house, and the family saw bandits running into their yard. They took us inside and began relieving us of jewelry in the presence of a 4-year-old child. After stripping the businessman of his jewelry, one of them began to beat him about the body because he could not give him anything more. They said, "Give me more, give me more, give me more." I gave them my wallet and told them there's nothing more. It was at this point they dealt him a blow to the head with a gun. The bandits even terrorized the family, placing cutlasses to their necks. One of the invaders repeatedly told the businessman that his wife had all the money and instructed him, "Tell her, bring it for them." The wife did not wait for instructions. She rushed for a bag which contained a significant amount of cash and handed it over to the bandits who escaped. PUCKATORIE people in this country. PUCKATORIE. Turning our attention to health matters. Turning our attention to health matters. Because I want to come to installed Minister Waldron. So I want to turn your attention very quickly to some health matters. Very, very quickly. Because we got to bring a no confidence against Waldron. And I'll tell you why in a bit. We got to bring a no confidence motion against Waldron. So again, on the COVID front, look what's happening. These guys aren't serious. Now they have taken children who are COVID positive to write CSEC. Fair enough. But you're going to put them with COVID-free students? And then hear what the ministry said, that there are special protocols for medically cleared CSEC students who are COVID positive. Folks, I read this. We read this. What? Are there medically cleared COVID positive people? I don't understand this. Folks, this is PUCKATORIE, this is crisis. I do not understand what is this term, medically cleared persons who are COVID positive. I don't understand that. Something from that is eluding me. Something from that is eluding me. That is what the report said. Special protocols for medically cleared CSEC students who are COVID positive. You got medically cleared and COVID positive can be used in the same sentence? I mean, I don't know all there is to know about the English language. I think that is called an oxymoron. I ain't saying the president and Oneidge are morons. I said this is what you call in English language an oxymoron. You have two contradictory things seemingly operating in the same space and time. Medically clear COVID positive. Maybe that is what's happening at the ambassador's residence. That's why nobody is wearing masks. It's medically cleared COVID positive people. Right? Another reason why we bring in the no confidence motion, you got students COVID positive and they carry them to sit exams with other students. They said to keep them in a separate area. No mind for the invigilators and the teachers and so on who still got to interact with them. Right? So they've medically cleared, not cured, not cured, medically cleared COVID positive students. And while that is happening in the city, in the Rupununi, the Chamber of Commerce man wants to, the chairman wants to, he wants to lock down. He wants to lock down Region 9. He said COVID too much in Region 9. He said COVID too much in Region 9. Another reason why Frank Anthony can get a no confidence motion in the backside. Another reason why. Folks, here is where I want to spend a couple minutes tonight. The installed minister, Oneidge Waldron. They're good. And then she took some liberties on herself. Lying Oneidge Waldron. Lying Oneidge Waldron. Y'all know Nicole Telford, Blessed Child, and Charlie Alley, and Marsha Glasgow, Joan Mona, and Marla Karen Pandey share the live stream. Y'all know. We all knew that Oneidge was a dual citizen. She was an American citizen and had Guyanese citizenship at the same time. She was an oxymoron. And our law says you cannot sit in the National Assembly with both. And she lied that she had given up her American citizenship. And Sarah Ann Lynch and the American Embassy lied with her to the Guyanese people. It took Roxanne George Wiltshire, because the PPP weren't backing down. It took Roxanne George Wiltshire, the Chief Justice, to tell the PPP Oneidge had dual citizenship when she took the oath as a member of parliament. And so she was squatting in the National Assembly illegally. Now today Oneidge says, Oneidge says, Harman will get all the help to extend his losing streak. Lying Oneidge. Harman will get all the help he needs to extend his losing streak. Right? Let me point out a couple of things in this article. And folks, you can want to stay tuned, you're going to want to share, because Oneidge, I can talk some things tonight. According to Chronicle, appearing on a national communication program on Wednesday night, Labour Minister Joseph Hamilton, Tourism Minister Oneidge Waldron, and Minister within the Ministry of Housing and Water, Susan Rodriguez, noted that the motion brought by Harman and has assured him that his losing streak as opposition leader will be further extended. All these installed people, right? Number one, the fact that Oneidge was an NCN tells us a lot, because the fraudulent vice president said nobody don't look at NCN nor DPI. And the fact that Oneidge didn't make the other Madman show, like Frank Anthony and Ben, the same show that Jack Gill go on. He don't go on government program and government things. He's gone the Madman. You remember the people say a mad person still missing from the hospital? But that's the show that he's got. Oneidge hasn't qualified as yet for the show. So they tuck in Oneidge by NCN. Oneidge hasn't qualified as yet for the show. So they tuck she in, tuck in her Hamilton and Susie, gone toting Susie at NCN that nobody looks at. And so, because nobody looks at NCN, they now have to bring that now as an article in Chronicle. Right? So the first thing, the fact that they put Oneidge at NCN tells us a lot. Now, Oneidge talking about losing streak. If you got 33 votes and I got 31, of course I can get on a losing streak, because you don't want I pass nothing, of substance in the National Assembly. I think we call that the tyranny of numbers. So of course, if you got more members in the National Assembly fraudulently and installed, You are going to use your majority to pass the things that you want to pass. So I don't know what is in there to talk about losing streak. That is just the reality. And I even heard the fellow from Anuk talking about that quite recently. The opposition will never get a bill passed unless a Judas like you cross over the aisle, and some others. So that was startling to me, because that wasn't any real point. She also spoke to the fact that according to she, we win a case. We win a case yet. Right? It's not the same Oneidge, the Chief Justice, same Oneidge who we took to court, the Chief Justice said was in the National Assembly illegally. It isn't Ramkisoon, Vikash, and Sarah Brown, MPs, who were also parliamentary secretaries, who we took to court because of how they were appointed, and Roxanne George said that they too are sitting in the National Assembly illegally. Huh? Has Waldron ever heard about the Ulita Moore case, where the Court of Appeal sided with Ms. Moore, stating that the CARICOM scrutinizing team could not supervise the election? The recount only GCOM can supervise, they can scrutinize. Huh? Has Waldron heard about, for instance, the Riaz Holidar case, where Nandalal withdrew this contempt case because he had no evidence? And we pointed that out several times to the court, and the Chief Justice ended up saying that Nandalal wasted the court's time, knowing that there was a paucity of evidence to bring contempt charges against Lowenfield, Mingo, and others, when he was trying to show that this election was rigged in the court. And the Chief Justice said she ain't having it, and he wasted the court's time. I don't know what Oneidge reading. You know, it struck me that Oneidge claims to be this fantastic lawyer, and yet the PUP has never considered her for any of their cases they took to the court. I never saw Oneidge in the battery of lawyers in any capacity, in any case. So I don't know what kind of law she practices, but they have never saw it fit, with all her brilliance, to include her in any of the cases. I want to move on to a couple other things she has said. Because we know that with all of these cases that have been brought before the CCJ, one of the things that is important is that it has improved the jurisprudence of the Caribbean region. It has improved our local jurisprudence, but like Oneidge don't read nothing. Oneidge don't read nothing. Oneidge just taking setup. Now here is what the Mr. Saunders, Adrian Saunders, the president of the Caribbean Court of Justice, said about developing the Caribbean jurisprudence, bringing cases to be tried. That is the only how you will know the veracity and strength of the law, when they are challenged. So what the hell is Oneidge talking about? Saunders said he was talking to the launch of the UN Development Program about a year or two back. And he said that, for instance, from the vantage point of a judge, right, it is a critical question that the more cases that comes before local court and ends up at the CCJ improves the jurisprudence. So whether you win or you lose, everything we had on the law books were just there static. Now we had a chance to bring them before the court and see the law come alive. And we have a better understanding. But Oneidge don't understand all of this. Oneidge don't understand all of this. Right? Oneidge went on to say in this article, she talk a lot of things. Oneidge said in this article how under Harmon's leadership, several well-known leaders of the People's National Congress have resigned. Well-known leaders in the People's National Congress have resigned. They are so well-known, she couldn't name any of them. In this article, she couldn't name any of them. She didn't even attempt to name any of these well-known. Right? And like nobody didn't tell Oneidge. I mean, I get in the PNC business now. Nobody didn't tell Oneidge that Harman is not the head for the PNC. He's the opposition leader, but he's not the head for the PNC. So to say that under Harman's leadership, several persons have left. Several persons leave the PP every day that don't make news. Hear what Oneidge says, a sitting minister. Hear madness now. Hear madness of people. I want y'all get popcorn and y'all hear madness. Oneidge can talk now. Because like Oneidge hasn't been following what has been happening nationally, you know. Oneidge hasn't been following. Here Oneidge says, right? Harman has called for the suspension of the Sputnik V vaccine, claiming a host of irregularities, none of which have been proven. Now, the former chairman of CARICOM, Keith Rowley, he had to tell us, and Oneidge didn't listening, that the WHO has not approved the Sputnik V. Harman said that. The installed Leslie Ramsamy himself, people, writing to the media, said to us very plainly, WHO did not approve the Sputnik V. And he went on to say, but there are other agencies and so forth that have approved the Sputnik V. That is what he said. That is what Harman said. And she said, oh, nothing has been confirmed with what Harman said. But Oneidge, ladies and gentlemen, is a little confused. You understand me? Oneidge is a little confused, right? Because whenever I mention the name Oneidge these days, and I understand why Oneidge is distracted. I understand now, having availed myself to all of the facts, why Oneidge might be distracted. Because when I did some work and I start raising the name Oneidge, it's like a cuss word in some places. You can't carry Oneidge name in some homes, you know. You cannot. And I'm talking about opposition members' home. When I call Oneidge name these days, I hear the name Andre. Some new friend Oneidge got named Andre. I keep hearing this name. And perhaps that is why Oneidge has become distracted, people. Right? I hear this name Andre. And who is Andre? People, if y'all know Andre, you got to let me know. I keep hearing this name Andre. All the time. Folks, I want to take a short break from this story because I'm getting heated. Right? I'm getting heated, people. And I want to take a short musical interlude from this story. I'm getting heated. So I can take I see people play music in other shows. I'll take a short musical interlude, people. A short musical interlude. Andre. Who's Andre?
On the side. Stealing love on a slide. You don't belong to me. I don't belong to you. Still we're together. If that's enough for you, it's
That's one of my favorite songs, you know, Stealing Love on the Side. Back to Andre. I hope Andre is stealing love on the side. I hope so. I hope he's a decent fellow. But I keep hearing his name, Andre. I hear about court story coming up with Andre. This new friend that the minister got distracted is Andre. So anybody who got information, I want information on this Andre. The minister's a public figure. And I hear him about this Andre. Maybe I should take another musical interlude. Play one of my other favorite songs. Maybe. Who is this Andre that got Waldron distracted, that Waldron doesn't know what is happening in his country? Right? Waldron talking about what we are doing. Folks, listen to me. These Jagabats have been in there 11 months. Right? We do our homework, you know. We do our homework. I hope when Oneidge was doing law, they told her, right? A good lawyer don't know all the law, but a good lawyer knows where to find the law. Same thing in journalism. We don't have all the information. We know where to get the information from. This country is a smart place. Unless you better watch yourself and check yourself. Now, these Jagabats people, they have been in for over 11 months now. They've been in office. 11 months. And in 11 months, they have passed 19 pieces of legislation. Now, if you do your maths, they said Duncan and go to maths. I get it is 1.7 pieces of legislation. You are know if you're rounding up or you're rounding down. 1.7 pieces of legislation, 19 pieces of legislation, right? But what story here? Take a drink of your popcorn. Of this 19 pieces of legislation, 13 are amendments. They're not original bills, not original pieces of legislation that they are bringing to the National Assembly. They're lazy, right? You remember Manzi said some people mentally lazy? Yeah? All right. 19 pieces of legislation they brought. 13 pieces of legislation are just amendments. It gets better, people. It gets better. 13 pieces are amendments, which means they aren't new. 13 pieces. 5 pieces of legislation that came before the House pertains to the national budget, or what you call the appropriations bill. When the budget is passed, it becomes an appropriation bill. So the 5 pieces of legislation straddles between appropriations bills and supplementary appropriation bills, where they come back to beg for money. 2 budgets later, public servants still ain't gonna pay yet. You see why people killing themselves in this country? Because the PDP in government. So 13 pieces of legislation were just amendments to all laws. 11 months, 19 pieces of legislation they have brought, 5 of which deals with budgetary issues, right? In 11 months. And 2 are old APNU AFC bills that were in the pipeline. In 11 months, folks, the APNU AFC, comparatively, in 11 months, passed 34 pieces of legislation. Oneidge them are working. Oneidge them and working in 11 months comparatively. The APNU AFC passed 34 pieces of legislation. Right? And Oneidge think she got what it takes to challenge Harman. Oneidge, you better sit down and do some reading. Right? You better sit down and construct some legislation to bring before the National Assembly your illegal self. Right? Your illegal self. I still want to know about this Andre, though. So, people, if you all got the information, I would like to know. I can take a couple calls before we go. 627-6963. I can take a couple calls. If you guys want to call, I'd be happy to have a couple calls before we go, watching at program time. I want to know who is Andre. I want to know who is Andre. Say some new friend. I want to know who is Andre. That is why tonight I'm saying good night to everybody else except Andre. Me want people breaking up families. I don't want people breaking up families. That's why I say you got to fight for your children. You got to fight for families. I don't want anybody distracted. We got legislative work to get done. But we aren't getting that. We are not getting that. That's why I sent tonight without any fear of contradiction. Good night to everybody else, except. Good night to everybody else except Andre. So I would love to take a couple of WhatsApp calls. WhatsApp calls. A very good evening. Welcome. Go right ahead. Pelt your shots.
Good night, Mr. Duncan.
A very good evening.
You can hear me clearly?
Yes, go right ahead.
First thing first, I need to know what is the meaning of the word
hippocyte? Because I've been Googling it and I'm not seeing it at all.
Well, I love the fact that you're Googling. Folks, tell my brother what's hippocytes. Now, folks, my brother, we got a Minister of Education. An installed Minister of Education called Priya Manichan.
I've been listening to the installed president.
Right ahead. Great ahead, sir.
And he was saying he was given, I think was the CARICOM welcome or something with our but this is what he mentioned. He said
he's a hippocyte.
Happy holidays. The people in the diaspora and New York. So I was wondering, where is New York and where is the diaspora?
You have to go and ask and the people at Iflat University, where is New York and where is the diaspora? Perhaps he meant everything other than New York or inclusive. I don't know what is in the man's head. Few people do. And few people want to know. He's a hippocyte too. He's a hippocyte. He know niche. Hippocytes. You gotta ask him. Thanks for coming through, sir. Thanks for coming through. Folks, I want to take a couple more calls. And yeah. Hippocytes. That's what they are. The education minister wrote the word as hippocytes on Facebook. She meant hypocrites, but she spelt it hippocytes. And that's where we get it. They're hippocytes. So you won't find it in a dictionary unless you get a Guyanese dictionary. Hippocytes. Oneidge, right ahead. Very good evening. Welcome.
Good night, Mr. Duncan.
Talk the things.
You gotta excuse the PPP because the head of them claim I live on the West Coast, and Iflat Secondary School was a community high school. So it's now one of these high schools like Bishops and them, or even lower like Christchurch. It was a community high school. So you can't expect him to have any proper qualification. And most of the other members in the party are like they cuss out one, forget which name. Manichan. She ain't got no proper education.
I ain't doubt you.
If she had education, when you doing writing on the using a computer, the computer does correct you.
Yeah.
The computer corrects you because
she more bright than the computer. Priya more bright than the computer.
So they don't. So she's a dunce. And when it comes to all the other things I've read, it said they're gonna put a thing against Harmon. They sound stupid because they can't file no confidence against Harmon.
Nowhere in the world a government brings in no confidence motion against an opposition. Nowhere in the world, but they're special. They're from Iflat University.
Yes. So they're right now Guyana is in laughing stock with them thing.
Yeah.
And the other thing with the crime, once the PPP in the house, crime is a big plus in this country.
Always.
It's a big plus.
Always, my
because
sister.
From way back in the 60s, you had them up to when 64, look what they're doing.
Yeah.
Then from there, they come from 1992 on to early 2015.
Yeah.
By the time they force itself back in, they start back again.
Yeah.
We gotta get them out.
Yeah.
That is my contribution.
Thank you very much. You're exactly right. Spot on. Thank you. Hippocytes. That's what they are. Hippocytes. Folks, I want to hear from you. We are officially in overtime for a couple minutes. But I want to hear from you. I want to take some more of your calls. Call me via WhatsApp. Don't call me ordinary phone. Hippocytes. That's what they are. We're in overtime, folks. Great day, sir. Don't listen to the phone or the television or whatever it is. Talk to me.
Yeah, good night.
Good night, sir.
Mental asylum, boy. Mental asylum is dirty, nasty, stinking. The beds, mattresses. Oh my goodness, there are many hogs there, brother. Hogs. Yes, you got to take a walk there. You got to tell somebody take a walk.
All right, my
dirty,
brother.
man.
Yep, yep. I know one of the inmates got a show on social media. Agnaski.
Okay.
Thank you very much,
Good,
sir.
brother.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, there.
Yep. They said the sanatorium needs work. And some of them need to go there. Some of them need to go there. Some of them need to go. Folks, you cannot call me via video. You can WhatsApp call me. Please don't call me via video. Right? So catch yourself. Right? Call me via WhatsApp, but not via WhatsApp video. I ain't want to see nobody. So we're gonna have a couple more calls, folks, and then we are gonna go. All right. A very good evening. Go right ahead. And some of them need to go there. Don't listen to your television. You could turn it on a little bit. Go right ahead, sir. You got to be on the ball. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Good
Yes,
night.
great ahead.
Trying to fit a square peg. You ever tried to fit a square peg in a round hole?
Who's the square peg or the hole?
Well, the PP is a square peg,
Uh-huh.
but they can't go in the hole because it's square. You understand what I'm saying?
I thought you said Andre was looking for a hole to fit a peg in. All right, sir. Thank you. Good night to all except Andre. Don't break up families, man. Don't do that, my brother. Don't do that. Folks, I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. We are officially in overtime. I want to hear what you're thinking. I'll take 2 or 3 more calls. We ain't going past 10 past. I got 4 minutes past 9. Let's go, folks. Let's go. We got to be quick and about our business. Let's go, folks. She got the nerve, huh? No. We ain't having it. We ain't having it, people. We are not having it. Their crosses, PUCKATORIES since they come in. PUCKATORIESM. 627-6963. WhatsApp calls only, folks. I'll take about 2 more, and then we can go. If you are playing shy, I ain't concerned. I have no time to play shy. But folks, as you guys are there, let's take a word from one of our sponsors.
Planning to buy or build your dream home, or even get that dream vehicle? Are you a member of the Guyana Public Service Cooperative Credit Union? Well, the wait is over. They're affording their members the opportunity to secure residential mortgages up to $15 million, starting at a matchless interest of 3.5% per annum, and vehicle loans up to $5 million at 1% of the reducing balance. Don't be stuck in that waiting position. Call them on telephone numbers 225-7876, visit their website at MyGPSCCU, or their Facebook page at the Guyana Public Service Cooperative Credit Union Limited. Your wait is over.
Your wait is over. Great head, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
My question is, all this money that the PPP is spending and they can't give account for it, when the APNU get into power, what are they going to do about all this missing money, like the COVID grant money, that excess money that was spent, and nothing can't...
and we can't see the audit yet.
What you guys... Yeah, well, what you guys is going to do?
We're going to jail their backside. That's what we're going to do. We're going to jail their asses. That's what we're going to do. We're tired of them.
Hello?
And they got to give an account for the guy. These people money. Sir, thanks very much for coming through.
I hope so. Okay.
Thanks very much. Go right ahead, ma'am.
Hello?
Go right ahead, ma'am.
Hi. I am calling to find out now if you have any information on Hilton Now. Where is he?
I don't have information on him, and I ain't want no information he really and truly. I hope whoever they get, I hope they keep you there. Wherever they get, I hope they keep you there. Thanks very much, ma'am. All right, we got to change that because we're getting some people. Wherever they get, I hope they keep you there. Folks, I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us. We'll leave it there this evening. Remember to sanitize, to wear your mask, to social distance. A good night to all except Andre. Damn it in hell. Stop this nonsense, Andre. Stop it. Stay safe, guys. Good night to all except stay safe. And those of you who are coming back to view the live stream, share. We can't take any more.